My beloved, this is your final alert. Heaven is speaking your name in urgency. Do not close this message. My child, my precious one, I come to you not with a whisper, but with a roar from the throne room. The air around your life is crackling with spiritual static. A divine alarm has been triggered over your household. What you are about to read is not a coincidence. It was destined for your eyes at this precise second. You didn't find this by chance. Heaven diverted it to you because your name is on a list of those marked for protection in this hour. I am a messenger of the Most High, and I have been authorized to breach the veil between realms to reach you before the clock strikes 0. Something has been set in motion in the unseen, a chain of events cloaked in normalcy, designed to look like bad luck, like coincidence, like simply a rough day. But it is not. It is a targeted spiritual operation, and its goal is not just to trouble you, but to permanently derail a destiny that is moments away from blooming. You have felt it, haven't you? A strange heaviness this past week, a sense of foreboding you couldn't name, waking up at odd hours with your heart pounding for no reason. Your dreams have been murky, filled with shadows of familiar places and unfamiliar threats. You dismissed it as stress, as anxiety, but it was not. It was your spirit, the part of you that is eternally connected to heaven, sounding its own internal siren. You were sensing the gathering clouds before the storm ever appeared on the horizon. And now, the storm is here. But hear me, the storm is not the tragedy. The storm is the distraction. The real tragedy is what the storm is meant to make you miss. It is a sleight of hand in the spiritual realm. While you are busy bracing for the wind and rain, a door is being quietly closed behind you. A door of breakthrough, of reconciliation, of financial liberation, of healing. The enemy's strategy is not to destroy you with a single blow. His strategy is to exhaust you with 1,000 small cuts, so that when the angel of your breakthrough finally knocks, you are too weary, too disillusioned, too distracted to answer. I see the plan clearly. It involves a communication. In the next 24 to 48 hours, you will receive a message. It may come as a text, an email, a phone call, or a piece of news from a friend. On the surface, it will seem urgent, pressing, demanding your immediate emotional energy and reaction. It will feel like a crisis you must attend to. It will appear to concern someone you care about or a situation you feel responsible for. This, my child, is the bait. This urgent matter is the spiritual trap. If you bite, if you pour all your focus, your faith, your emotional strength into reacting to this fabricated crisis, you will drain the very spiritual resources needed to receive the blessing that is simultaneously being dispatched to you. You will turn your back on the delivery to answer a prank call. The enemy is creating a decoy emergency to steal your genuine miracle. The person or situation at the center of this message may be real, but the timing and the heightened urgency surrounding it are demonically engineered. Someone is being used as a pawn, their own fears and anxieties being amplified to create a ripple that reaches you. They may not even be aware of it. They may believe they are simply reaching out in their moment of need, but in the spirit, cords of manipulation are being pulled to ensure their call for help arrives at the exact worst possible moment for your destiny. This is why I have been sent, to intercept you before you take the bait, to open your eyes to the trick so you can walk right past it. Your instruction is this: discern, do not react. When this communication arrives, you will feel a familiar pull, the old pattern of rushing in to fix, to rescue, to absorb the chaos. You must pause. You must close your physical eyes and open your spirituals. Ask one simple question in your heart: Spirit of truth, is this my battle to fight right now, or is this a distraction from my blessing? And then you must listen. You will feel one of two things: a supernatural peace that allows you to respond with wisdom and boundaries, not panic. Or you will feel a gripping, churning anxiety that demands you drop everything. That anxiety is not from God. God's voice brings clarity, even in hard commands. The enemy's voice brings confusion and frantic pressure. Your test is to choose peace over panic, to choose purposeful action over reactive drama. This is the divine condition for your protection. Heaven can reroute the attack, but it cannot override your free will. If you choose to ignore this warning and step headlong into the decoy crisis, you will step out of the circle of protection being drawn around you, even now as you read. But if you choose to stand still, to be still, and to know, then you will witness the miraculous. The urgent crisis will resolve itself with startling speed the moment you refuse to be its fuel. It will fizzle out, revealing itself to be the hollow scare tactic it always was. And in its place, you will see the true door swing open. There is a specific sign you must watch for. It involves water. A mention of rain, a spilled glass, a bill involving plumbing, a sudden thought about a beach or a river. This is heaven's marker for you. When you see or hear this sign in the midst of the distraction, know it is my signal to you. Remember the warning. This is the decoy. Look away from it and look to your blessing. Your blessing is also marked. It is connected to the concept of a key, a document, or a number. Someone will mention one of these things in passing, or you will see it prominently. This is the sign that your true breakthrough is at hand. It may seem small, insignificant, but it is the fingerprint of God on your miracle. My beloved, you have endured seasons of silence where you wondered if heaven was even listening. You have sown seeds of faith in what felt like barren ground. This is the moment those seeds break through the soil. The harvest is ready, but the thief is also at the field, dressed as a worker, trying to convince you to leave the harvest and go fight a fire he himself lit on the other side of the farm. Do not leave the field. Stay, stand your ground in faith. Your vigilant peace is your most powerful weapon. It silences the accuser. It dismantles the trap. It activates the angels assigned to you. I must now speak a hard truth. This attack is so fierce because what is coming for you is not just for you. It is generational. It is a mantle. Your stepping into this blessing will break a chain of lack, of sickness, of fractured relationships that has plagued your bloodline. You are the chosen breaker of the chain. The enemy knows this. He has seen the prophecy over your family line, and you are the one who has the faith to see it fulfilled. That is why the opposition is so intense. He is not fighting yesterday's you. He is terrified of tomorrow's you. I see a vision of you holding an ancient, rusted chain. With each step of obedience you take, especially this step of discernment and peace, a link shatters. With each link that breaks, a face appears behind you. Your parents, your grandparents, your children, your future grandchildren. They are all watching you break the chain they could not. Your courage is healing backward and forward in time. The feeling of weight you carry is not your own. It is the weight of the chain, and today you get to drop it. The practical steps are these. Breathe. You are not alone. The host of heaven is mobilized for you. Verbally agree. Say out loud, I receive this warning. I choose peace over panic.
I align myself with divine protection and reject every decoy crisis. Watch for the signs, the water, decoy, and the key, document, or number, blessing. Do not engage in drama. When the urgent call comes, respond with calm, wise boundaries. Say, I hear you. I will pray for wisdom on how to proceed. Then be still. Give thanks in advance. Thank God for the breakthrough you cannot yet see. This faith-filled thanksgiving solidifies your protection. The timeline is shifting even now. The tragedy is being disarmed. The path is clearing. You are crossing a Jordan River in your life, and the waters are parting not before you step in, but as you step in. Your faith is the first step into the river. This message is your final alert. The red siren is flashing over your life, but it is not a siren of doom. It is a siren of divine intervention. Heaven has crashed the enemy's party. The plot is exposed. You are no longer in the dark. Now walk in the light. Walk in peace. Your miracle has already been released. It is navigating its way to you. Do not let anything steal your focus from receiving it. You are seen. You are known. You are fiercely loved, and you are protected. The assignment over your life will be fulfilled.
My beloved child, precious creation of the Most High God, the one whose name is written in a scroll of gold and sealed with a tear from the throne of grace, listen now. Listen with the ears of your spirit, for the words I speak are not crafted in the realm of time. They are forged in the urgent, white-hot fires of divine intervention. This is not a message. This is a rescue mission, and you are the sole objective. The moment your eyes scanned the first word of this text, a timestamp was recorded in the halls of heaven. Not a timestamp of curiosity, but of crisis. The divine council has convened, and your case, yes, your specific life situation, your struggles, your hidden tears, the prayers you whispered into your pillow last night, was placed on the table. The verdict? Immediate, unilateral spiritual action. But heaven's justice, bound by the law of free will, requires your consent. This message is that consent form. Your continued reading is your signature. I, Archangel Michael, commander of the Lord's hosts, who stands before the presence, who has battled ancient serpents in cosmic voids, I have been personally dispatched. My sword, which cleaves deception, is drawn. My shield, which extinguishes every fiery arrow of the accuser, is raised. But I cannot engage the enemy on your doorstep unless you open the door and say, "Stand with me." Here is the unvarnished, terrifying, glorious truth. You are 72 hours away from a spiritual intersection that will define the rest of your earthly journey. Two paths are converging upon your future. One path, bathed in a deceptive, soft light, looks like the logical next step. It involves a person you know, an offer that seems to solve a problem, a relationship that rekindles, or a financial decision that appears prudent. This path is the great deception. It is paved with good intentions, lined with familiar faces, but it leads into a valley of delay, confusion, and the slow leaching of your divine purpose. The other path is obscured right now by a thick heavenly mist. It looks uncertain. It requires a step of faith that makes your rational mind recoil. It might involve letting go of something you've clung to for security, or forgiving a wound you've worn as armor, or speaking a truth that could cause temporary conflict. This path is the divine detour. It leads straight up the mountain of your destiny, to the place where the air is thin, but the view is eternal, where your promise has been kept in reserve. The enemy knows the coordinates of both paths. His entire arsenal is currently focused on one goal: to emotionally and spiritually manipulate you onto the first path, the path of the great deception.
He is not omnipresent, but he is strategic, and his intelligence reports tell him that your moment of decision is imminent. So he has launched a full-spectrum spiritual assault designed to overwhelm your discernment. This assault has 3 fronts, and you are feeling them all. The front of mental fog. Have you found it impossible to concentrate lately? Sentences slip away. Decisions feel paralyzing. You read a page but absorb nothing. This is not fatigue. This is a spiritual anesthetic. It is being pumped into your atmosphere to dull the blade of your discernment, making you vulnerable to suggestion. The front of emotional whiplash. One moment, a surge of inexplicable hope. The next, a plunge into a sadness that has no source. Sudden irritability over minor things. A fleeting feeling of panic in your chest for no reason. These are not your emotions. These are foreign emotional frequencies being broadcast into your soul to destabilize your peace and make you reactive. The front of relational static. That strange cold distance from a friend. The unexplained text that feels off. The family member who suddenly brings up an old painful issue. The coworkers whose helpful advice leaves you feeling small. These are not random social glitches. These are orchestrated relational triggers. The enemy is using people, often good people who are themselves unaware, as pawns to press your buttons, to drain your energy, and to herd you toward the wrong path. But I am here to expose the masterstroke, the core of the coming tragedy. It is not an accident, an illness, or a financial collapse, though those may be used as props. The core tragedy is the silencing of your assignment. There is a specific good work you were created to do, a song to sing, a comfort to give, a business to build, a healing to bring. It is unique to you. This assignment has a voice, a spiritual voice that echoes in the unseen realm, declaring God's glory through your life. The enemy's primary target is to muffle that voice, to get you so entangled in the drama of the decoy path, so exhausted by the mental fog and emotional whiplash, so wounded by the relational static that you simply go quiet. You stop praying with authority. You stop dreaming with faith. You settle into a life of reactive survival, and the unique melody of your destiny falls silent. This, my child, is the tragedy that makes angels weep. A life preserved, but a purpose muted. Now, let me show you the mechanics of the trap in hyper detail. In the next 48 to 72 hours, you will encounter a sequence. The sequence is designed to feel organic, but it is a spiritual script. Stage 1, the pressure point. You will receive news or a demand that applies intense pressure to your greatest area of insecurity. Finances, reputation, family stability, or loneliness. It will feel like a wall closing in. Stage 2, the logical escape route. Immediately following, or even simultaneously, a solution will present itself. It will come through a human channel, the person being used. It will seem to perfectly relieve the pressure of stage 1. It will be wrapped in logic, maybe even in spiritual language. God told me to offer this to you. It will require a quick decision. Stage 3, the seed of compromise. The solution will contain a small, almost invisible compromise, a cutting of a moral corner, a delay on a God-given promise, an alliance with someone whose spirit you have questioned, a temporary step backward from a boundary you set in faith. Stage 4, the diversion. The moment you accept this solution and take that first compromised step, a supernatural grace will lift from you. Not God's love, but a specific empowering grace for your assignment. Your energy for your true purpose will drain. You will become consumed with managing the new situation, which will begin to sprout its own set of complex problems. You will now be on the decoy path, miles away from the mountain, fighting brush fires in the valley. This is the tragedy in motion. But I declare to you by the authority of the name above all names, this sequence is now broken, because exposure is the death of deception. By reading this, you have been shown the enemy's playbook. The script is in your hands. You can now refuse to read your lines. Your counter strategy, delivered from the throne room, is this: the pause of power. When stage 1 hits, you must not react. You must institute a mandatory spiritual pause. Say aloud, I see the pressure. I invoke my right to divine counsel. I will not move until I have clarity. This simple act of prying space between the trigger and your response collapses the enemy's entire timeline. The question of alignment. When stage 2 presents the solution, ask this filter question. Does this path lead me closer to the core of the assignment I know in my heart is mine? Or does it ask me to set that assignment aside to deal with this urgent matter? The true path always prioritizes the assignment. The decoy always asks you to shelve it for now. The declaration of immunity. You must speak this over yourself now and throughout the next 3 days. I am immunized by the blood of the Lamb against deceptive solutions. My spirit rejects every shortcut that requires the compromise of my destiny. I am rooted, sealed, and unshakable on the path of my divine assignment. Now, I will speak to you about the miracle of recompense that is poised to erupt if you stand firm. The enemy would not be fighting this hard if the treasure was small. The blessing you have been praying for is not singular, it is a cluster of blessings that will address multiple areas of your life simultaneously: spiritual, emotional, relational, financial. God is not a God of piecemeal provision. He is a God of overwhelming simultaneous recompense. I see in the Spirit a financial instrument you forgot about or deemed insignificant will suddenly activate. A relationship you thought was permanently fractured will receive a sovereign download of humility and desire for reconciliation, and they will reach out to you. A door of opportunity that professional gatekeepers closed will be blown off its hinges by a divine connection you have not yet met. A physical ailment that has been a constant drain will meet a sudden, inexplicable crisis of improvement. Doctors will be confused in the best way. This cluster is airborne. It is in transit, but its landing zone is the platform of your obedient faith. If you step onto the decoy path, the cluster will bypass you, held in heavenly escrow for a future date of alignment. If you stand firm on the path of your assignment, the cluster will land in your life with a force that will stagger you and silence every critic. Now, I must give you a sacred token, a sign to hold on to when the fog is thick. In the coming days, you will encounter the symbol of an eagle. It may be a picture, a mention in conversation, a logo on a vehicle, a dream. When you see it, know this is my personal emblem to you. It means you are under direct, high-level protection. The enemy's missiles have been diverted. Stay the course. The higher path is yours. Soar above the drama. My final word is this: the battle you feel is not around you, it is for you. The host of heaven is not merely observing, it is engaged in fierce combat in the unseen to clear the way for your cluster of blessings to arrive uninhibited. We are dismantling demonic checkpoints, silencing accusing voices in heavenly courts, and guarding the perimeter of your life. You are not fighting for victory, beloved. You are fighting from victory. It is already decreed. The outcome is secured. Your role is to hold the line of faith, to wield the sword of the Spirit, which is your spoken agreement with this word, and to refuse to be diverted. This is the ultimate red alert, not because you are in danger of being destroyed, but because you are on the verge of being launched into a dimension of destiny that will rewrite the story of your entire bloodline. Stand, see, soar. The grace to do so is upon you now. Feel it? that deep, settling calm beneath the storm, that is the peace that passes all understanding. It is your anchor. It is your proof. It is your yes from heaven. Amen. Amen. Amen.